Hello people and welcome back to episode 2 of Clubhouse with me, Ben.
And me, Josh. Coming up in today's episode, we'll be talking about morning routines and the benefits of them. We'll also be having the greatest movie debate of all time.
And as always, we'll be finishing up with our highlights of the week. If you like this episode, please like and subscribe. We're releasing a brand new episode every week.
So with that being said, stay tuned and let's go. Right, episode 2, Clubhouse. Here we go. Episode 1, what a success.
It was a success, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny. I was looking back. I was watching it after you sent the final cut to me. One of the first things we talk about, me saying, or one of us saying, is, "No, I've been 3 weeks. You've been 3 weeks off alcohol now." Makes me sound like a proper alcoholic. And I just want to clarify that there's been loads of times in life where I've not had alcohol for 3 weeks. But like, our point was that, which I don't think we addressed, was I said when I turned 28, like my birthday's coming around soon. My goal was, right, I'm going to be 28, yeah, and I'm just going to knock everything on the head and see how far we get. So since then, it's been
3 weeks since you've been 28.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Well, end of September, so we're probably like a month and a half now.
It's longer than 3 weeks.
Yeah, longer than 3 weeks. Yeah. But sound, we're not going to speak about that too much. But yeah, I just want to clarify that I'm not like an alcoholic or anything.
We'll be getting letters of support. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope you're all right. You're very brave. So yeah, it's funny. But one thing we were talking about before, I think it'd be good to speak about today. We can go into for a little bit is like morning routine.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
The power of a morning routine. The benefits, man, how fucking life-changing it can be.
Seen.
Oh, mate, like it can really, really change your life in a decent way. I don't mind. Do you want to speak? Do you want me to?
Yeah, no, I'll get into it. So yeah, for me, I was saying it's like probably same time I started running. So I think it was March 2020.
Yeah. When
I first started hearing about morning routines, and I heard about 5 a.m. Club. And also at the same time, I read a book called Miracle Morning, which basically talks about morning routines and how you should start your day. And before I started it, like I was saying, I was terrible sleeping habits. Like I was up till like midnight each night, watching telly in bed just until I fell asleep. And then I'd get out of bed the last possible minute every morning, be rushed to get to work, kind of not stressful, but you know what I mean, just rushed, not kind of calm, starting your day off right. And then I started this 5 a.m. club. I was like, I'll give it a go. And at the time, 5 a.m. was crazy. Like getting up at 5 a.m. I was like,
for sure, man. That's like
very early.
That used to be 15 minutes after going to bed, right?
Exactly. And then I was like, I'll give it a go. And I bought one of those alarm clocks where it's like I think it's called a dawn waker, and it's a big LED light, and it's slow. If you set your alarm for 5, from like 4:30, it will slowly light the room up, and then 5, your alarm goes off.
Caveman shit.
Caveman, so it's supposed to like simulate sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought one of those, which I think definitely helped. And then I started trying to get up at 5. And first 3 weeks were rough in that I was tired constantly. I was still up late and then still trying to get up early. But then slowly over time, I just started sleeping better. And yeah, just having a morning routine. So because I was getting up early, I had to find stuff to do, because if you're up at 5, you can't just sit around because you're going to fall back asleep. So I started looking and thinking about, right, what's my morning routine going to look like? So I wanted to write. So I started writing a little bit each morning. I always wanted to try meditation. I've had like mixed results with meditation. I've been doing it on and off for a while, but maybe we'll talk about that after. And then also, because I was running, I was getting my runs in before work. So those were the 3 main things I started with. I was doing a little bit of writing, meditating. I did a little bit of stretching, actually, trying to sort my posture out, and then I'd get my running. And those 4 things alone were just a game changer for me. Like starting my day off like that compared to rolling out of bed at like 8:20, quick shower, rushing to work.
Setting yourself up to fail, like in hindsight, it's so obvious.
It takes me like, but as soon as I get to work, I've only been up for like 40 minutes, and then I'm going straight into like this crazy busy day at work, loads going on, phones ringing, emails and that, and then it's
zombie
just
mode,
straight into it,
mode.
and then it's just a horrendous way to start your day. But obviously, you don't know any different until you try these things. You don't know different, do you? It's just normal. But yeah, so that for me, and it was just like taking back my mornings was huge for me. And I also found for me, like I used to think I was productive in the evenings, and I used to stay up and doing a lot of my like personal projects and things that I was working on in the evenings. But looking back, and we were talking about this the other day, after you've been to work, you get home, and then you sort your dinner out, you're done. You've got like your willpower, your energy, your focus.
No matter how much you want to try,
how important it is to you.
It's gone. You've used it, isn't it?
You have. It's like
and health bar in a fucking PlayStation game. It goes for
100%. Like someone says, I can't remember who it was on a podcast, but he's like, your willpower is like a muscle. You can only use so much of it throughout the day. So if you're leaving all your important stuff to the evening, or what's important to you, like personal projects, your self-improvement, reading, writing, whatever it is, learning guitar. By the time you get to the end of the day, you're 30% of the person you are when you wake up.
Yeah.
So like I quickly realised that my morning hours before work were my most productive, had the most energy, the most focus, the most discipline. So swapping my evening hours, so I get to bed earlier, and moving those to the morning for me was just huge. So I've seen so much progress in all of those areas that for me, I just wouldn't look back now. And 5 a.m. for me is not even early now.
You've gotten used to it. You've conditioned yourself well enough to where...
Conditioned myself. So like at first, like I said, it is tough. You've got to get through those first couple of weeks. But once you get past that and you stick with it, it's it's a game changer.
Yeah. And doesn't that make so much sense? Like you've just basically been rebirthed. You've been unconscious for 7 or 8 hours.
In another world, just like...
Closer to that time of waking up, you're going to have well more energy than 9 hours later. Haven't rested in 9 hours. Let me try do loads of things. Well, I've just rested for 9 hours and I've been awake for 20 minutes. Obviously, you're going to be like pumped up, man.
Yeah, it takes
so
like
much
as well.
sense.
You got to think as well. It's like... I don't know where I was going with that.
It's fine.
What did you say?
But the closer you are to your rest period, you know what I mean? Like coming out of your rest period, it's going to make sense that you have more energy there.
Yeah, exactly. So like when I was getting up at like 8:20, quick shower, quick bite to eat, brushing my teeth, quickly ironing a shirt because I forgot to do it the night before, running around trying to find my work fob, straight into work. It's just like an unhealthy way to start your day.
Yeah, nothing will fucking kickstart your day as a bad habit than like chaoticness.
Yeah,
chaotic. Do you know what I mean? Rushing around, like not knowing left from fucking right.
Yeah.
Happened to me today, man. Let myself down. But it is what it is. But yeah, like I was the same, man. I started getting up early a fair while ago. I normally try to get up at 6. And it, like you said, it gives you so much more energy to do whatever you want in the morning, right? Yeah. But not only does it do that for me, it sorts me out for the rest of the day. It's like between the hours of 9 to 5, where I'm obliged to do my occupation. My head's just so much more screwed on.
100%. Yeah.
I'm wide awake in my job, and I have more energy in my job, even though I've been awake for more hours.
At my job. I perform better, even though I'm getting up earlier and working before I get to work. I perform better during the day because I'm clear-headed. I feel like I've accomplished something. I've started my day in a way that is beneficial to me. So the next 8 hours is actually better for doing that. Even though you might think you're going to be more tired, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't work that way. It's strange.
It's strange. And it's like I've noticed it working from home. If I get out of bed and go next door, turn on the laptop, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
For the whole day, man, I can hardly see. When I'm reading emails, I know what's a good day and a bad day. Your brain just knows, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have more confidence as well when I get up early. I don't know why. I don't second guess writing things in emails. I'm just like, boom, I'm to the point. You know what I mean? I could like host a meeting, whereas like when I'm tired, we'll be in a meeting, I don't even talk. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
So yeah, I get up at 6 and I'll do one of a number of things. I'll go to the gym at 10 every morning.
Yeah.
Take my lunch then. But I'll try to do like an ab workout or something just to get moving
straight
in the
away.
morning.
Yeah,
just like 6:30, I'll do a little ab. I'll either do an ab workout. I'll learn guitar theory for an hour or two. Spend my morning that way. At some point, daily I get a cold shower.
Yeah.
That's in of itself is just a game changer. Yeah. Honestly, mate, it's like you've
adrenaline
done
rush.
it.
Yeah,
It's an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It's like being electrocuted, right? Sometimes I realise I'm not even like alive or awake. That sounds fucking extreme.
No,
I
know
don't
what you
mean
mean.
it like I was dead before that, but you just carry yourself around like a zombie. But after a cold shower, you're just like, you puff your chest out, you're
feel
here.
amazing after.
You've arrived.
And the thing is, you hate it. I used to stand at the shower for like
angry
5 minutes. Like, why am I doing this? Oh. And then I would dread it. And then every single time without fail, once I'd done it, I felt good.
Yeah.
Every time without fail.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is fucking crazy. I know a good day from a bad day. Like today I had to go in the office, which is the only day a week I have to go into the office, and I must have got up about 7:30, which is late.
Late, yeah.
It was the longest day ever.
No, it does make a difference. And I feel as well, like, combined with exercising before work, getting up early, and if you can, getting some form of exercise, like you say, you do an ab workout, or I might do a run. That in itself, exercising before work and knowing you've done it, so at the end of the day, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such
it's a beautiful feeling. Yeah, I love working out in the morning. It is a beautiful feeling just to know
you
you've
got
got nothing
10,
to
so
do.
like by the time lunch comes, you've worked out, you've done your bits in the morning, so you...
And that might be the second time I've worked out that day.
Yeah,
so two things, like... What was I about to say? Yeah, so that's what I think the important thing is, you just got to get up, right, and chill for a little bit. Exercising does include that as well. You just got to, like, be present. You can't, like, get up and go into just the fucking full throttle mode of, like, boom, of work.
It takes me half an hour, so even when I say I'm working before work, between 5 and 5:30, I get up, I have my coffee, weigh myself, come here.
Just sit down for a bit.
I do.
Sometimes read, mate.
I do like it's not a daily journal, I just write like a little bit for 10 minutes every morning. And that, by the time I've done that, then I'm awake, I'm ready to start either doing stuff on the other projects, doing the video editing or that, or I'm ready to go for a run. But yeah, it does take me about half an hour.
Yeah.
But I did have at one point I was trying to do too much before work, so it was just as chaotic.
You get gassed.
Yeah.
You get fucking gassed,
and it was just as bad as when I was getting up at 8, so I was trying to cram so much in, and I was like, by the time 9 o'clock came, I was like...
Mate, I've done that a few times where I've got well too early, right, and I've nailed like a few things, like, this is a really good day, mate, and it gets to 11 a.m.
Crash.
It feels like 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
I'm like, mate, it feels like midnight and I've still got 6. So you can fuck yourself up a little bit by doing too much. But like I said, you just got to chill, man. You just got to get up with enough hours that you can do something, whatever that is, a habit, exercise,
learning
or a hobby.
Skill.
Just do something in the morning before you have to go and invite the whole world into your life. You know what I mean? Like another really nice thing to do is just get out of the house, man. Go for a walk before the traffic starts, before there's a million fucking people walking around.
That's why I love running at that time, because there's no one else. There's a few people out actually, but yeah, it's much quieter. The roads are quiet, so I can run. No issues with cars and that, and it's just nice. And then when you get home at like 6:30, 7, and your run's done, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah.
I can't do it at walking to work at 9 a.m. You see the same sad faces in the same sad places crossing the same street at the same time. I remember when I used to live at Winchester Street, I used to dictate if I was going to be late to work, how far along this woman would be on her way to wherever she was going. Like this little mousy looking woman. So if she was really far down the road, I'd be like, why am I so early? And if I used to come out my gaff and she was walking past, I'd be like, I need to get my step on her.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. But that's another thing, working from home. It's been sort of a privilege because you don't have the ability, like going into the office and commuting to work. Yeah, that takes like an extra hour.
Yeah, it does.
Not necessarily to get to work, but you have to plan. You have to eat prior. You have to get your clothes on prior. You have to get there prior, and all of that. But I don't have to do that anymore. Do you know what I mean? I can be working
back
out.
Of your day, yeah.
Oh, you get so much back of your day. It's mental.
I'm the same. So if I'm going to work, I've got to iron my shirt, get all my stuff sorted, get my bag packed. I prep lunch as well.
I can't fucking believe we ever let them do that to us for so long, man.
Yeah, but I'm so
unnecessary. And all it took was some stupid fucking.
Yeah, it did accelerate
to make the world
I think
stop.
Some places were kind of thinking about it.
What was going on. So,
but it just proved that we could do it. So I think beforehand there was no push from anyone to do it, but when they had to. But I think everybody's realised it's not just me and you that's realised. The companies and the directors, they've also realised because they've experienced the benefits of working from home. So everyone's on the same page now, and it's Yeah, it's been game changing. I say to Megan sometimes, like, obviously COVID was terrible. Everything that happened was terrible. However, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me personally.
Amen, bro.
Like, started running, got off the booze. The working from home thing was just amazing. I can like split my day into like 3-hour chunks. So I'll do like 3 hours really focused work. Then I go to the gym, come back, have my lunch. Then I do another 3 hours focused work. Then I'll stop, do something upstairs, whatever it is I need to do. Then I come back, do my last 2-3 hours. And it's, it's just so much better way to work. I'm more productive.
Same. 100% more productive. It gives you your evenings back as well a little bit because,
back.
you know, without selling myself out here, I might start dinner a little bit earlier than I should. Do you know what I mean?
But it's like
I've still worked well hard.
It takes us like 20 minutes if we're both working from home at 4, 20 minutes, dinner's prepped and it's cooking or whatever, and then by the time we're finished for the day, 5:30, 6,
you know what I mean? Your dinner's
ready.
Done, your dinner's done by 6. You've got the evening to yourself again.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
No,
so morning routines, man. If you have your head in the clouds.
Yeah, I'd recommend it.
I'm gonna try to come back down to earth. People hate it, man. When I was doing that like counselling course, like training to become a counsellor, a lot of the people on my course, we used to speak about like cold showers and that. Some of them just couldn't do it. They hated it. And I was trying to say like, yeah, but that's it though. That's it,
why
man.
it's
That's
good
why
for you.
the perseverance of that, like what it brings out of you to put yourself through something that you fucking hate. Nothing bad's gonna happen to you. Do you know what I mean? It's like
100%. And I think the thing with morning routines as well is like there's a lot of stuff in our lives that we can't control. There's a lot of things that just happen and you have to accept. But the way you start your day is something that's well within your control. It's something that you can do tomorrow. You know, you can start it tomorrow. So it's something that, and it might not be for everyone. There are people that may be like naturally night people that are more productive at night. I know when I was chatting to Dom, he prefers editing late into the morning. So
that makes sense.
But I think you got to try it. For me, it was like I was in that camp. I thought I was a night person. But then when I tried it, I realised how much better it was. So
that's all you got to do is you got to try.
Yeah.
It's funny though because you neglect something or you don't give something a go that you can reap an endless amount of benefits from. It sounds preachy sometimes if you're like, yeah, try it, give it a go, it'll change your life and that. But
no, I don't think it's preachy. Speaking from experience,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
we're speaking from experience. It's only not telling people like what to do.
I said it doesn't have
sort of way.
It's just we've seen the benefits in our own life.
Just fucking give it a go, pussies.
So
joking. Right. So we're gonna go into the next topic of. This is our topic of the week. This is going to be a hard debate, right?
I'll let you introduce.
So what we're doing is, we seen this meme ages ago on the internet. Had 4 very famous actors with very famous movies in one go, and it basically said you have to get rid of one of them. One of them gets the chop, as in like they never existed. And as they get the chop, so do all their movies. So you never knew their movies. Their movies didn't exist. You never get to watch them. They just aren't. They never existed, right? Those 4 actors are Jim Carrey.
Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that's we're setting the bar there. Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen, Adam Sandler,
and Will
Ferrell. And we're going to debate this. When this goes onto YouTube, comment below. I want you all arguing in the comments, tooth and nail, about who gets the chop and why. Spark a fucking furious, huge debate.
So we'll start with Jim Carrey.
Yes, can I ask you one question quickly before we start?
Yeah.
Don't say who. Do you have someone?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that answer. You have someone that would
Straight
just
away.
go.
So
I think I know who it is as well.
As soon as I started going through so for this, I've got a list of the movies to go through.
Yeah.
I know who.
Fuck, right.
So should we start with, we'll pick an actor.
We'll pick an actor.
Name some of their films.
Some of their movies, yeah.
So we start with Jim Carrey.
We'll start with Jim Carrey, yeah. Give me your top 2, because if we go through the movies, they're not battling. Give me do you have someone you would definitely not get rid of?
Will Ferrell.
Not get rid of.
Not get rid of.
Okay, good.
So he's probably top for me.
Okay, there's no way in hell, no matter how much you talk about this, Adam Sandler's going anywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
He was close. Right. Well, yeah, we're good for it.
And the reason for that is because we talk about this a lot. How much nostalgia plays a big part in your memories. Oh, Adam Sandler, man.
No. Well, when we go through he had the most movies that I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But
then you nearly gave him the chop. That's fucking Judas behaviour.
But it's quality over quantity.
Thanks for the memories. Okay, let's start with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, so a couple of movies. Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
Great
Bruce
film.
Almighty. So, this tiny start. Wait, we're going to be doing loads of quotes, by the way. So, yeah, mate, Bruce Almighty is just fucking great.
Great film.
In itself, like, look how funny that is. And that came out at an age as well where you start to understand, like, the hilarity and the comedic value of movies as well. Do you know what I mean? That was on the cusp of, like, you're not fucking kid, you're not young anymore. And you actually appreciate stuff.
Then there's also one from my childhood was Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura.
Did you ever watch those?
Yeah, I did.
So
Reminds me of Danny Brown in that because he used to just quote
he loves Jim
he
Carrey.
just used to quote that
Jim
shit
Carrey,
all the time.
Truman Show.
The Truman Show. Have you ever seen The Truman Show?
Ages ago. I can't really remember it.
It's a fucking class movie. It's got...
Is in there like an underlying...
It's a bit like this. So it's an underlying thing. This guy, Truman, who wakes up and the whole world... Everybody in his life, in his town, around him, they're very aware. Truman is the protagonist in a TV show called The Truman Show. He's in a fake like set, but it's his whole world. His wife, everyone who's around him and in it is under this thing. He's just under a guise, like he doesn't know.
He doesn't know he's in.
He doesn't know what's saying. But then he starts to click, bro.
Yeah.
He starts seeing the same guy walking past his wing mirror every day. And in just a very comedic way, he starts to try to catch him out. But there's like sad elements as well. His best friend, when he's young they kill his dad. They axe his dad off and they're drowning on a boat. When he's like finding out, they bring his dad back. Back to life in the most like sadistic, sad way. And he's like, Truman and that. And then he's like, his best mate has been his best. I'm getting a little swelled up. Like his best mate there is like going with it. It's fucking harsh, but it's just
brutal.
It's a brutal, but it's a great movie, and its underlying toe is like about society. How it's like all stuck in this life where it kind of feels like we're in the Truman Show.
Yeah, no, I have watched it, but it's just a long time.
You have Grinch.
Got the Grinch on this,
which is obviously a classic Christmas film. He nails that part very well.
Dumb and Dumber. I haven't seen the new one yet.
Dumb and Dumber. The new one's so funny.
Is it good?
It is. They keep the same like aspects of like the first one in a way. It starts off with this hilarious opening scene. So he goes to it's like a mental hospital for like disabled people sort of thing. Right. That's probably like really incorrect, but and not Jim Carrey, the other dude, I forget his name. He's there and he's like, and Jim Carrey's like telling him, I love you and I miss you and that. And then he's like, the guy gets out of his wheelchair, starts out psych, and he's like, 20 years? You've been in here for 20 years? So he's like basically done this, pretended to be disabled for 20 years, and then they're a bit older. That's all I really remember from that one. But it's a fucking... Dumb and Dumber's a classic.
Dumb and Dumber's good.
Yes Man, where he has to say yes to everything.
Yeah, I've seen that one. That's got that jumper song, isn't it?
I wish you would step back from... Yeah, where he goes out onto the ledge. Cable Guy.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen that in a long time.
And Me, Myself and Irene.
Yeah, I've got that.
That's where he changes character. Like, he has like a split personality.
Isn't he a cop? Is that where he's a cop?
There's a cop in it that's chasing him around. There's a bit where he's got like loads of chalk in his mouth because I can't remember what he eats, but he's like twisted or something. But that movie's fucking funny. He's got like the biggest, blackest sons that just obviously look nothing like him. You got The Mask.
Yeah, I got that one.
Fun with Dick and Jane. I've seen that once or twice. And you got this kind of cute movie. I'm going through the ones I've actually seen, not every single movie of it, ones that I've seen and appreciated, right? And there's another one called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Right. It's a bizarre little film.
Comedy, or is it?
It's not really a comedy now. It's where he has this relationship with this girl, falls in love with her, and I think you can ring a company and get them erased from your mind. I've seen it twice, but I think I might have fallen asleep. I can't remember the premise specifically. I just remember it's being so strange. Yeah. Elijah Wood kept popping up in it, but yeah. So that's a lot, right? That's a lot. Could you have lived a happy life knowing you've never seen any of those movies?
Well, you have to put it next to
who?
The other films.
Sound. So let me take over then with Adam Sandler.
Go on then.
I love Adam Sandler so much. All the like Happy Gilmore productions are just amazing. Happy Gilmore, the film itself. No, sorry, not Happy Gilmore production. You know the at the
golf
beginning
ball.
where the golf ball cracks the
yeah.
screen. Yeah, but I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. The 51st Dates, right?
Great film.
Yeah. The thing with Adam Sandler is it's comedy. It's so fucking funny. People can't see past that. People think, no, this is shit acting. He's just dumb. I don't see that at all. He makes me laugh. But something sad will happen.
Yeah.
And it'll grab you by the
Click.
actual, like, click. Mate.
Click.
Where he's lying in that street with the
With the
rain
remote.
coming down and click. And he goes like that. So, do you know
Yeah,
he
yeah.
fucking hates that guy, his wife's new boyfriend. And he's dying and he's like, that's class. And the best thing in Click, yeah, you know, obviously the premise, he can pause the remote.
Yeah.
Then he pulls the remote, he smacks the shit out of his boss. Fucking just starts hounding on his boss.
He's got like a style of comedy, eh?
presses on pause and the guy's like, wow. See, even speaking about that.
Yeah.
So,
But he has like, it's a very specific, do you know what I mean? It's the same.
yeah, he plays
each film-
people that are like thick. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of his films,
Yeah.
he plays someone that if you met in real life, you'd be like, yeah, they're challenged. That's just, we don't really bother with him. That's, you know, who. We'll leave him over there. So you got Click, yeah. You got Billy Madison, Big Daddy, which is obviously very sad.
Mr. Deeds, have you seen that?
Mr. Deeds, yeah, is that where?
He gets loads of money.
Yeah, and one of them has like an ice foot, like a frostbite for it, and he stabs the fucking crowbar through the thing.
Have you seen Anger Management with Jack Nicholson?
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
smart. Just go with it as well.
Just go with its
You know, the
class.
sheep scene.
The sheep, yeah.
Oh, the sheep.
What's his name? Rolf? The Dolph or something?
Yeah.
Grown Ups. What's your view on Grown Ups?
You know, that came out at a time where I wasn't really watching movies. I have seen it, but it doesn't stick out.
That
It's
for
like,
me is like one of it.
there's
It's
no
like,
scene I can tell
it's
you
one
about.
you just put on, but it's yeah.
It's
I'm
more
not-
family orientated, I
Yeah,
find.
yeah,
Than,
yeah. But some of his films are like that. I find.
yeah. But Happy
Have you
Gilmore.
seen Little Nicky?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, Little Nicky.
Ozzy has a little cameo in it. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Happy Gilmore. What's your favourite Adam Sandler movie?
Big Daddy's good.
Big Daddy. Right, mine's Happy Gilmore.
Is it Happy Gilmore?
I've seen Happy Gilmore probably about 10 times. His nan's so cute in it.
Yeah.
The guy, his enemy, like shooting McGavin.
Yeah.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast. It's a quotable film, you know. Where he says, "Yeah, and Grizzly Adams had a beard." It's like Grizzly Adams did have a beard. You have to like see it. What else happens in it? Chubbs, the guy with the crocodile gets his honey and just go in the hole, bar.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore is good.
The guy who fucking stands with his caddy with the beard, hilarious character. Where he's like,
homeless guy.
I think if you hit it a bit to the left, and he's like, "No man, you just got one shoe on." So yeah, that's my favorite Adam Sandler film. I could never get rid of him because he has the sadness, which you know I like sad movies
You do
sometimes.
like sad movies.
I do. I'm a bit of a pussy. Comedy and
Nostalgia,
man, and
Yeah,
that's
it
just
was.
like it's a bundle of
A lot of the
warmth.
films that he's done came out when we were growing up.
Yeah, I know who you're gonna leave to last because I know who you don't give a fuck about.
Nah, we do Seth Rogen.
Do Seth next, yeah.
Seth's got some good films.
Listen here, Seth is probably the hardest person on here because for me he doesn't have that you've been there since childhood effect, but there's just some movies that in like your set. I remember being a teenager, yeah, like me and Bruno Da Silva.
Yeah.
Fuck me, mate. We've watched Superbad together like
I was gonna say
100 times. The quotes from Superbad, it's cultural.
Superbad's one of the best films
Ever made.
Yeah.
It's cultural and it stood the test of time.
Yeah.
What, 2007 I think it
Is
came
it
out?
2007?
I want to say that, right?
Shit.
That through its entirety, there's not a scene in there.
That isn't
The
funny.
dialogue is so like recyclable. Everything in it. McLovin, the whole McLovin
yeah.
character.
He's a
the
cold
fucking
character
quote.
now, McLovin.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Why the fuck would it be between that and Muhammad? You know,
Read a fucking book.
He chooses the
Yeah,
driver's
yeah,
like, yeah, read a fuck. Muhammad's the most commonly used name on that. It's all the one-liners. It's off the cuff little remarks that you have
But
to.
then he's not a lead character, Rogan.
He's not.
He's
not a lead character.
This
He's
is
a
what I
cop.
was going to ask. I was going to set like.
Nah.
Does it include cameos?
If they have a good portion, yeah, there's gone. What?
So he's got knocked up.
I ain't finished with Superbad. Mate.
You're not finished with Superbad.
Nah, we'll come back to
See,
it.
for me, that's
That's peak Rogan.
peak. Well, it's not because it's not he's not a main role, but
do you think we appreciate that more because we massively smoked weed at the time and it's like stoner related films?
Yeah, probably. There's a few
I'd like to
films
know
like
how
that.
people.
There's a few films like that where I've watched back now and
Really?
I don't laugh the same as I used to.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to speak to someone who didn't like it and see why.
What, Superbad?
Yeah.
But I think it's because we
No
were at
one
that
like
age
that
as well,
exists.
weren't we?
Huh?
We were like, what, 16?
Yeah, we were that age. It's fucking hilarious throughout the whole
He was
time.
just there, right on.
It's
the
just
right
little
time.
characters. You know, the guy hits with his car and they take him to a pie. He's like, I didn't even freaking see you.
Where he sings the song in the back room.
How many times have we done that? How many times have we done that at a party or after it's 4 a.m. and then you know what's around?
And everybody knows as soon as you hit that first line.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
These eyes.
Yeah. These eyes.
It's Jimmy's brother, right? Or Jimmy's cousin. Yeah, so that's just a GOAT movie, man. It's going to be hard to get rid of him. Then the next for me, right, Pineapple Express.
Great movie.
Again. Like
See,
everything I just said about...
Danny McBride?
McBride,
yeah.
Everything I just said for Superbad stands for Pineapple Express. James Franco's...
I like that little group. Franco, Rogan, Jonah Hill. Mm-hmm. That kind of their films. I like their films.
Yeah, so like the memorable scenes, man. It's littered with scenes like that. When they're in the woods, when the car's dead, where he tells him to smash his phone, he just throws his phone into the fucking woods. Like he's like, why don't you just smash it? And he's like, I know, I'm rusty. How often does people smash things?
Right.
So I'll be quoting every single movie. Yeah, I might be like, that was this kid with sharp. Like,
40-Year-Old Virgin's also good.
40-Year-Old Virgin. I didn't. Step Brothers, bro. We need to get onto Step.
That's more of, I'd say that's
I
Will
put that
Ferrell.
in the wrong list. Yeah, fuck. I don't even know how
I don't think Rogan's in it.
No, I don't even know how that snuck in there.
This Is the End. Have you seen that? I think that was like that.
Yeah, This Is the End's great. They all play themselves.
Yeah. And then
that's an unreal film as well.
There's The Interview. Pretty funny.
The Interview's funny as fuck.
James Franco.
James
Kim
and Seth
Jong-un.
again.
Yeah. So, I mean, have you seen 50-50? I know you like sad films. It's good, eh?
Yeah.
It's like a feel-good, him and...
There's
what's
a
that
scene,
guy's name?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
When he's standing in the doorway and his wife's breaking up with him and he's like, I'm fucking standing right here, I can hear you. That's the best scene in it. Made me laugh so much. And Seth Rogen, I find like, we appreciated him in a time where we didn't appreciate all the other people, in the sense that, you know, Seth Rogen came after all of them, didn't he? Like, who was fucking hilarious when we were growing up as teenagers? Kevin Hart. And him. And Seth Rogen and them type of films. That was it.
Yeah.
All of these other people we're talking about, they're in a bit of a different league. Era-wise. So I appreciate Rogan for doing that. Do you know what I mean?
It's like it's a stoner comedy as well, isn't it? That type of film.
Yeah.
A lot of them are.
Oh, man. Watch them high.
Yeah.
They're the best films ever. And I've watched them all recently. I went through all of them.
Did you?
Yeah, last year. No. Yeah, it was the beginning of last year. It was when I started seeing Mia, actually, and we were chilling together. We just started watching all the funny-ass films. And we weren't stoned all the time, so... Oh, at all, actually. so they were fucking... And they were just as good as they always have been, I mean.
So Seth Rogen can't get the chop.
I don't know, like, he's the guy that I think you wanted to give the chop to. He's the guy when I asked a couple of people in work, they didn't even hesitate, they gave Rogan the chop.
No, that's not it for me.
That's not it. Sound. You coming after my boy?
So Will Ferrell. Can't get rid of Will Ferrell. Step Brothers. Greatest film. One of the greatest films.
For our friendship group.
Step Brothers.
Is the best. Oh, sorry, yeah. I was thinking of the other guys.
Yeah,
Apologies.
Other Guys is the most quoted film
between
in our
us
group.
and people that we know.
Yeah. Dirty Mike and the Boys.
We literally...
dressed up
our
as
group
that.
chat was Dirty Mike and the Boys. Yeah, we went on a pub crawl dressed as Dirty Mike and the Boys.
Yeah.
We were Dirty Mike and the Boys for years.
Then there's Old School.
Old School, You're My Boy Blue.
Semi-Pro, which I actually haven't seen.
Not too familiar with.
Other Guys. Zoolander, again, I'm not too familiar with it, but I know it's massive.
Blades of Glory, where it's him and the fucking Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. Anchorman.
Ron Burgundy. Works 60% of the time, all the time, whatever it says.
Yeah. What about TV shows? Have you seen Eastbound and Down?
Yeah,
Will Ferrell.
baseball.
The baseball one.
Yeah.
Danny McBride. Or McBride, sorry.
So yeah, we've just gone over Will Ferrell, but scene-wise though, like memorable scenes,
Other guys.
that just takes it to the top of the stratosphere.
You couldn't get rid of other guys. Could you? What would we have spoke
couldn't,
about
you-
for the last
You
10
really
years?
can't get rid of other guys. You
What
really
would we have
can't.
quoted for the last 10 years?
You can't get rid. Talladega Nights.
I haven't actually seen
Talladega
that.
Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby, man.
Is that where he's the NASCAR driver?
Mm.
I've not seen it.
And I think
I need to watch that.
I think for me, what makes them fucking films so funny is it's the dialogue. It's not really like, the falling over or the slapstick comedy that you get in a lot of films. It's the shit they say, man. The shit they say is just fucking hilarious.
No, it's class, yeah.
Like Step Brothers, like
Step Brothers is
throughout
class.
its entirety.
They've done another film together recently. I haven't watched it.
They done one called Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock, yeah.
Mate,
And,
I wouldn't watch that shit. Anyway, so we've just wrapped up. We've gone through the movies. Spooky that. So where do we go from here? Like, who?
So let's agree on who we can't chop.
Fuck.
So for me, are we in agreement on Will Ferrell? Or is that your guy?
This is hard.
That's an easy one.
Well, out of the four, if I was to save somebody,
Right, so you want to save Adam?
out of the four, I'll take Adam out.
So I'm happy to.
So we'll have one each.
I'm happy to
Otherwise,
agree
we'll
on
never
Adam.
get any. Oh, okay.
So I'm happy to take Adam out.
You're
the
happy to
equation.
take Adam out?
He has to stay, yeah.
Yeah, he's staying.
Yeah.
Fuck.
For me, Will Ferrell has to stay.
Will Ferrell has to stay. But I agree. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
We brushed over Will pretty quickly.
Because there was no need to debate it. The Step Brothers.
Didn't we? We did it.
Step Brothers and the other guys, even if he'd only ever done those two
Them two?
movies, I'd say stay.
And you would be a happy man swapping them for just an example. Truman, Bruce.
Yeah.
So, now you put it that way. Saying that out loud, actually. Do you know what?
I knew coming into
Yeah,
this.
yeah. No, I'm being fucking stupid here. I'm being stupid.
We saving
over
Will?
here. Will goes over here.
Will.
Goes over here. And while I was piss-arsing about like that.
So, who do you want to start with next?
Shit, man. It would pain me. Do you know what's a good way to look at this? If we fake a laughometer
Yeah.
of how many good laughs you've had, and if you want to look at it that way, movies might mean something else to you.
Yeah, but these are comic actors.
These are.
You know.
Where's Jim Carrey? Let's say stop. No, I won't say stop. You don't know how. Where's Jim? Who's higher?
For me,
For me, it's Seth
honest
Rogen.
opinion,
For me,
Seth.
For me, it's Seth Rogen. That's easy.
Easy. Superbad alone.
Super.
If you put Superbad against any Jim Carrey movie, any of those, is there any that you'd say?
It's a good way to look at it, and the answer to that is no. I wouldn't do that for Pineapple Express.
No, yeah.
I wouldn't put any of his movies above This Is the End.
Yeah.
For me. And then that's when
Channing Tatum, at the end, he's playing the game.
the fucking game, yeah. And it's so funny, what a well-established actor to play such a
agree to
minor
do
and
it.
stupid role.
There's an interview with Seth Rogen, actually. I think it's Seth Rogen where he says, I text him, we've got this idea for a movie. Will you be in it? You play yourself. And I don't think they told him that he was going to be a gimp until the last minute.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, sorry. Mate, I think we've just decided.
I think we have, by default.
So, Bruce Almighty's gone.
What I think is, with Pineapple Express and Superbad and This Is the End, I could watch them on repeat.
Yeah.
I could watch that tonight and watch it again next week and
Yeah.
and have a good time. I don't think there's any Jim Carrey movie where I'm I could watch that again straight away.
And if I'm honest, I can't remember the last time I watched one of his films.
But then, I love Jim Carrey as a person. I think he's so cool.
Yeah, but
I think he's
this is
wacky
about
as fucking
the movie.
shit. Yeah, I know, yeah. So that won't save him. But it's just, if he ever watches this. I did
you want to know that it wasn't an easy decision, Jim.
I didn't just cut you out like that. Because I think he's cool as shit. Stuff he talks about. And he's wacky, man. He's down
I think Bruce Almighty
says it how it is. I love that about people.
He's gone a bit spiritual recently,
I like it.
hasn't he?
I like it, yeah. He's a bit... From an outside perspective... To certain people, he probably looks a little bit doolally.
Especially as a Hollywood A-lister.
Yeah.
Like he's very different to...
But is he the more consciously aware person than anyone else?
Maybe.
There's an argument to say that he probably is. Or is he tapped?
Who
but
knows?
We're debating that, so it goes to show something about his character. Fuck, man. I think that's it. I thought we'd be debating
Coming
that
into
longer.
this, I knew it was going to be Jim for me.
Did you?
As soon as I seen the lists next to each other.
Do you know what would really start? If you had a couple more people here, I reckon that would go off.
Yeah, so I think it would be a debate between most people For me, Adam was close.
Was he?
Yeah, but because I knew I wanted to get rid of Jim.
Yeah. Adam... Nah.
It's just nostalgia, like you said. It's
never
the nostalgia.
Going in, not with like Happy Gilmore and
Yeah.
Click. But Mia hates Adam Sandler. Or does she? Or do I?
He's quite a love or hate guy, isn't he? You find like most people kind of...
I think I made up that she did once and I keep saying, you hate him, don't you? She's like, I don't fucking hate him. You just like said that one day. I was like, I wanted to put an Adam Sandler film on one day and you were like, nah. You're like, yeah, I just said nah, I don't hate him. Some shit like that. Remember, some conversation like that went down. So there it is. Did we make the right decision? Have we absolutely had one? Have we let our friends down? Floyd, if you ever watch this, I'm sorry I debated getting rid of Will.
Yeah.
It was a short period of time, but I realised
your mistakes.
I was tripping, yeah. So forgive me, Lord. But so that's it. That's a wrap for that.
Highlight of the week.
Highlight of the week.
Jim Carrey got the cut.
Jim Carrey got the cut. Sayonara. Highlight of the week. I'll go. I got two actually. Can I say two?
Say two.
Is that allowed? Is that against the rules? Highlight of the week is how we conclude these bad boys. What's been nice. So I'll give you the first one. First one's a little bit more sentimental. The second one is a bit more humorous. First one was I was speaking to my mum the other day. She found a new place to live, which is really good because the place she currently lives with 2 dogs. When we all went our separate ways, it's like more circumstantial. The flat, we had a stunning flat, but the block
I remember.
But the block we lived in got sold, so we had like 2 months to just find new places. We could have stayed together and something, but you know what? The crisis over here, like the climate of like making those decisions, we're pressed for time and that. So anyway, we all went and got our own place. My mum got somewhere but she has 2 dogs, right? They're the cutest little fucking things, but where they are, it's just not nice for them. One barks at neighbours, is very anxious, so he's just barking at every time the neighbours leave their gaff, walk past the gate.
Barks at them.
Yeah, it's not the best place for them. But then her boyfriend has been doing work on this gaff. It's stunning. I went and seen it, and the guy said he'll rent it out to them when it's done up. Yeah, it's a bungalow. It looks like all on one floor, but it just keeps going backwards for ages.
Nice.
Ethan's
Where
got
is it?
Rue de Prairie.
Oh, yeah.
So Ethan's got a room, then he's got stairs, they go up into a cupboard. You open the cupboard, it looks like nothing. You go up these steep stairs, it's 2 more rooms.
Quality.
Yeah.
Just for him?
It's not like a staircase, it's just like a thing. It's his only bit of the room does it. The lounge is huge, the garden's huge, going to be sick for the dogs. The main reason I'm like, so I'm well happy for my mum.
So Ethan, is he moving
Ethan's
back
going to move back in. So I'm happy for him. He's going to save some money, try to get out of here soon. He said he might build a little studio so we can make some music again and stuff like we used to when we were living together. And another thing is like my nan doesn't go around to my mum's anymore, and I can see it gets to her and that, and that's because she doesn't like walking upstairs. Where my mum lives now, it's up a lot of stairs. My nan can't do stairs like with her health and everything, so... And so now she might be able to spend Christmas with us.
Class.
It's just, it's completely changed. I could tell my mum was well happy as well, which obviously...
Good, no, nice, man.
Fucking makes me happy.
Where you live makes a big difference, eh?
Huge difference.
When you even say when you lived in that flat.
When I lived...
On your own.
Yeah, when I lived in that, it was the worst year, not of my life, like, but it was just horrible.
Yeah.
Felt like I was paying bills to live in this, like, attic, man. I had nothing to show for it. I mean, if I wasn't in the position I am now with like, you know, Mia and, you know, like doing better at my job and that, I can see how people end up in bad situations very easily, and it's not even their fault. I mean, sometimes life just draws you a bad hand, and you've got to try and like make the best of it. And that place was so dingy. I didn't rate it at all. I used to remember after work, I'd just try to carry on working. I never once watched TV in there for a year. Never once watched TV on my own. Never once chilled. But anyway, regardless, so that's my highlight of the week was seeing mum happy. That was my other one. Happened today at work. This kid tried to prank me. It's fucking funny. You know, Cozzy.
Yeah.
So at work we have like Skype Messenger, so we can message each other throughout the day or whatever. He messaged me saying, "Are you in the office?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, will you urgently go down to the main floor where the reception is and pick up an EQ form, which is my team, for a customer called Hugh Janus?" It's obviously Hugh Janus, but he's like, pulls them out all the time. So we're all speaking on Skype, So I just went, and I seen it straight away. I knew Hugh Janus, So I said, "Yeah, no worries, mate, I'll go now." Boom, just sent that and then just sat back. And he wrote me 5 messages in a row. He went, "Mate, it was just a prank. Don't go down into the thing." And he was like, "Mate, are you still there?" And then I turned my status to away. And away is normally, your computer will do that automatically if you step away. So I knew he was tripping. I knew he was thinking, fuck, he's actually gone, So my colleague sits next to me, Jordan Ward, this girl messaged him saying, "Ryan's just ran over to my team asking if Josh is still next to you." And I said, "Woody, tell him I've gone." So Woody tells him I've gone, And this kid panicked. I could just tell he was panicking. So Woody was like, "Nah, he's already left." So I said, my phone rings twice. And then I was going to get Jordan to say to the girl, Josh just came back all red. He's picked up his stuff. He's been sent home, which I thought would have been the icing on the cake if Cozzy was still with her. Just say, like, Josh just came back. He was all red, like, embarrassed. And
someone took him out the office.
So Jordan's typing it, Cozzy. Comes round the corner, looks at me dead in the eyes. His glasses are wonky. He's so dishevelled. And I could tell that he'd like just had like a mini panic attack. So he comes up to me. He's like huffing. He's like, "I thought you went and that." And I was like, "Nah, I seen you." He was like, "You changed your status to away, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's such a good prank."
That's a classic Josh as well.
It's just like a reversal. I played it so smoothly. But it's funny as well because I didn't actually see the missed calls till my lunchtime. So it gave me an extra boost of happiness because I didn't even realise he'd
been trying to ring you.
So that's my highlight of the week. My 2 highlights of the week.
Nice, man.
What are you saying?
My highlight of the week. Tough. It's only Wednesday. Sunday, obviously it's last week, but I did it this week. It was quite nice. So my mum came round for dinner. I haven't seen her properly in a while. She does shift work at the hospital. So like it's on and off, like shifts change each week. So she came round for a roast, seen her, and we were... Yeah, it was just good to see her.
It's good to see her. It's
just
nice
good
to
to
catch
see
up.
her, and then I was thinking, like, I need to do it more, I'm quite bad for that, making time for family.
Yeah.
Especially when you move out and you don't live with each other.
I was about to say that to you. Do you feel a more appreciation for like seeing your mum now than you did when you lived in the same place?
I do.
Together?
I just don't do it enough. So
careful what you say, man. No, I'm joking.
Nah, I do. I feel guilty.
You feel guilty because you don't do it enough. I feel that way a bit with my mum. I can see it. I can tell with my mum as well. Like she'll text me a lot more than she ever has.
Yeah.
Like, "Pop down, mate. How you doing? How's your week been? Love you," and stuff like that. Which, when we live together...
You take it for granted because you see each other.
You just see each other, but we never, like... she's busy. She's got a boyfriend. She watches her own TV shows that I don't really like, soaps and that, man. So stay out the way. And, it's just in the passing thing. But now our conversations are more like, how are you? What's going on in life? And, like, sit down and have a proper
I don't really have an excuse. My mum lives 2 minutes around the corner just by Springfield, so but we said, like, it was nice, we agreed, like, every Thursday would be our day where if she's free we'll do dinner. So
good.
Yeah, it was nice. It's good to see her, and then we've agreed like every Thursday, so it's a nice way to finish last week.
And she's alright, yeah?
She's good, mate. Yeah, she's busy with her work. She works in ICU, intensive care unit, so it's full on, and like,
damn,
she's not a young woman anymore. And
I see that.
You know when you
Not in your mum, in my own mother.
But do you know what I mean? So it's like for her to be working like 13-hour days on her feet all day, that's brutal. Anyone would struggle with that, let alone someone that's getting on a bit. So don't get me wrong, she's not old. I'm not saying you're old, mum, but yeah. So like, other than that though, I think she's good. She loves it. She's got a couple of good friends at work, and they're always out on their bikes. And I don't know if you've got on Facebook. She's got some crazy.
I don't go on Facebook to myself, but I think I probably would. Yeah,
she's always on like. Does telling crazy stories about what her and her mate get up to and that. So, yeah, I think she's good, mate. She's happy. Nice. She lives right just down the... They live in the same apartment block, my sister, with the girls. So she sees them all the time and like, gets to see the girls every day. So, yeah, I think she's good, mate.
Oh, that's good. No, I'm happy to hear that. Living downstairs from like a family member upstairs or whatever it is just... gives you such a better quality of life because...
You see,
family's everything to you, and I can only imagine what having like grandkids like once your children have grown up a bit. Do you know what I mean? I'd only know that for like if I ever become a grandparent, but to be able to just pop in and see them, I bet like you don't even have to ask.
They come down with my sister, and they'll knock on the door,
see
and
what
like
I mean,
come in and raise the sweet cupboard and that. So she
make her vibrant, make her day.
No,
you'll have to send my love.
Yeah, no, I will. Yeah.
Cool. So I think we'll wrap that up. So we got through morning routine, Bosch.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey, sayonara, rest in peace.
Sorry, Jim.
And we ended it with our little highlights of the week. And that's a wrap for episode 2. We'll be banging these out. We'll be doing episode 3 ever so shortly.
We'll see you next week.